that. Now can I be heard? Yes,
Yep.
cool. All right. Apologies to everyone. The Zoom app needed install or updating, and I was not allowed to update it for some weird reason. Let me share. I'm slightly. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, so hopefully I'm sharing the homepage right now. So I wanted to give everyone a quick just overview of the course, who I am, that sort of stuff, just so you've got an idea of what's going on. I'm assuming that you have at least looked a little bit at the Canvas page, but let me start. So my name's Daniel Brown. I've been at Leeds since 2012. Before coming to Leeds, I spent about 18 years working on Wall Street and in the city of London. So I was in the investment banking world. I spent about 14 years at Credit Suisse, primarily as what's known as a derivatives quant. So I was building the pricing engines for the derivatives business at Credit Suisse, but I also spent time in risk management and also derivatives trading. I left Credit Suisse and went to a hedge fund for a couple of years. I was at the hedge fund during the financial crisis, which was pretty interesting for me. I went back into the banking world and at Morgan Stanley, again, back as the derivatives quant. In 2011, I walked into my boss's office at Credit Suisse, at Morgan Stanley, and said, I'm done. What I'd always wanted to do in life was teach, and so this was an opportunity for me. So we moved from London to Boulder in 2011. I started at Leeds in 2012, and I've been here ever since. This course is a pretty intense course. We are the sort of three primary topics in this course. We're going to spend some time on calculus, learning about differentiation, learning about tools for analysis of various kinds of problems. So we'll spend a lot of time. So that differentiation part of the course there's a lot of technique and background information, but we will spend a lot of time in applications and that sort of thing. We are going to spend time in the other part of the mathematics will be statistics. And the last part of the course, the last probably week and a half of the course will be based on statistics. And then throughout the course, we're going to spend time in Excel. I've got a series of projects I've put together for you to try to really develop and improve your Excel skills. I'm going to jump over into the Canvas page. Let me see if I can, maybe what I'll do is I'll move the camera over so that when you're looking at me, I'm looking at the camera as opposed to something else. Okay, so the Canvas page, it's worth spending a little bit of time familiarizing yourself with the page. Everything is accessed on Canvas. You'll find here an overview of the class, description of what's going on, and links to every homework assignment, of which there are lots. Let's go back to the home page. Everything's accessible from the home page. And the way I've organized the course is that every day has a page. So week 1, Wednesday, you will find, when it comes up, you'll find a little welcome video here of what you're doing on Wednesday. You will find links to your assignments that are due that day. You will find links to the various projects that are going on. You will find information about the material you need to learn. So this is going to be one of your ways to learn the material. There is a textbook. There is an infinite amount of information on the internet. So there's lots and lots of resources, and you're going to have choice as to what's best for you. The way I've set it up is I've given you information, I've given you examples, I've worked examples in videos, and so on. So there's a lot of information here. You will find on lots of these pages what I call quick checks, just to see how things work. What else to tell you about the course? One thing which has changed since I've taught this course a bunch of times, and one thing I'm changing this summer is I have not got tests in the course, and we'll see how this goes. So one of the things that, if you spend any time on Google for this course, you'll find is that almost any question I can ask you is pretty easy to Google. Now, I feel, given that we've moved, and when I first started teaching this course online, I insisted that the testing was done in person. So we would get together on an evening, say a Thursday evening or Wednesday evening, and we would have the tests. And then if you were online and not in Boulder, I would require that you had Proctor for the tests. So all of that's gone out the window last semester, and now all testing is online. My view of online testing is that it is impossible for me to police or to worry about you using external resources. I can tell you not to do it, and some people will listen to me and some people won't listen to me, and that's the way the world is. Given that, the types of questions I could ask on tests became fairly limited. There are a million tools out there online for you to solve almost any differentiation question. And I don't see the point in asking you to solve problems that you can simply type into a calculator online and get the answer. So this semester, or this term, I'm trying something new. I've created some projects for each chapter. These projects are going to leverage your mathematics skills you're learning. It's going to leverage your Excel skills. You're going to be writing up some reports, and I'm going to try to assess you on that basis. So there are more projects this summer than there have been in the past in this course, but hopefully they are indicative of more real-world problems and more real-world solving. We'll see how that goes. I haven't done it before. They're new projects, and I'm sure there'll be hidden gotchas that we don't know about yet. Other things to mention on the course. Let me go back to the course home. I have office hours every day, 5 to 6 p.m. They will be available via Zoom. I have now succeeded in getting back into Zoom, so I think those will be on time. So 5 to 6 p.m. every day, I will be available to anybody who needs me. I am also available via email. I try to respond to email pretty quickly. If you don't hear back from me within 24 hours at the latest, then feel free to drop me another email just saying, hey, I didn't hear back from you, and that sort of thing. It is not intentional, but I receive tons of emails every day, and every once in a while I drop the ball and don't respond. But generally, I think what you're going to find is that within an hour or two, you will get responses to me. If I'm awake and online, I will respond as quickly as I can. So email is a great way to communicate with me. I absolutely know that my office hours, I chose a time this time is not perfect for everybody. I can move things around. If people need one-on-one sessions periodically, I can do those sorts of things. I can jump on a Zoom call and have a chat, try to figure things out. If you get stuck on anything, please let me know. What else? Oh, MyLab. So a lot of your homeworks are in MyLab. MyLab is pretty nice in terms of being able to ask relatively interesting questions. You will find as you go through the course that there are a bunch of questions that are mine. So I've added a lot of content to MyLab. The one thing that is really annoying about MyLab is that it likes your answers to be in a particular form. And what you'll find is sometimes, and at least one person's already done this for me, so sometimes you're going to type in an answer which is correct, that MyLab turns around and says it's not correct because you were supposed to use a semicolon somewhere or a comma and you used a period or whatever it is. Email me. If you've given a correct answer and MyLab is saying, no, that's not correct, I will absolutely fix it in MyLab. One thing that MyLab likes to do is it likes to ask you to simplify all your problems, right? So 6/4 is not the same as 3/2. I really don't care. So if you type in 6/4, MyLab says that's not correct, it was supposed to be 3/2, email me, I will fix it on the back end, no problem. Beyond that, like I said, anything you need, any questions, any issues, please let me know. Everything is online. This is an online class, so there are no formal lectures. This class is designed so that you can take this class from anywhere in the world, which means that I cannot expect that you're going to show up at any given time. Beyond that, I don't have a lot to say. Good luck. Please, if you are interested, reach out. I'd like to get to know people, and I find this forum a little harder to get to know people. So reach out. I will reach out to you. I'll try to reach out to you during the term, and at least to say hello and that sort of thing. Questions? We've got some time here. I didn't expect to take an entire hour. I didn't expect to take 20 minutes to get logged in. But if you have any questions, please ask. I mean, lots of people may have similar kinds of things.
I have a question.
Of course.
So I understand that each day we have certain assignments. Are those assignments due on that day, or are they due at a certain point in time, like the end of the week, or?
So the assignments are due on, so the way I've set up the assignments, I'll pull up a day here, week 2 Monday. So on this assignment, section 2.6 is due on that Monday. And if you, actually we can look at it from the syllabus. If you look at the syllabus, which is down in here, you will see the due dates for everything. My strategy is that you have dates for things being due. Everything opens the Saturday morning before. So every assignment for this first week has been open since Saturday morning. Every assignment for the second week will open Saturday morning. I guess that's the 6th. So that you can get, I'm trying to keep you on track. I don't find it particularly useful for you to, and I don't really want to deal with the questions. So opening all the assignments and having everybody, having a couple of you plow through everything you possibly can, and then you're on week 3 and asking questions there. I'd rather not do that. But also I know everybody's got schedules and so on. And so I try to give you the week's assignments on Saturday. If you're doing your work on the weekend, then by all means, you can work through everything and so on. The one exception is the Excel projects open when the last one was due, and the chapter projects open at the beginning of the chapter. You'll be doing, the chapter 2 project depends on, for example, the Excel projects, but also depends on all sorts of stuff from chapter 2. So you'd be able to get started, but you might not be able to finish at the beginning of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.
And I just noticed that you said that we wouldn't be doing any testing and instead these Excel projects.
Yeah.
But I see that on Wednesday we have a chapter 1 quiz.
There's a quiz on, so the quiz, you will have quizzes. So the difference between homework and quizzes, homeworks are due on particular days. You can do them as many times as you like. Quizzes, you have an hour to do each quiz. You can do them twice. So there are quizzes, you will see. I just don't have formal, in my normal in-person or even what the world used to be online, I would have had a chapter 2 test, a chapter 3 test, a chapter 4 test, and a final. So I no longer have that. And the quizzes, as you'll see, like if we're looking here, the quizzes cover previous material. So for example, the chapter 2, on Friday, there's a chapter 2 quiz covering sections 2.1 to 2.4. You're covering those sections on Wednesday and Thursday. So the quizzes I'm treating as a way to recap, make sure you've got understanding of the material.
And in general, how large are these Excel projects? Like, should we be, for Excel project 1, should we really be starting it on Monday? Or if we started on Wednesday when we've gone through a little bit more material, will we be all right?
So the Excel projects run in so the Excel projects are teaching you some skills. The math skills you're learning don't tend to be embedded in those Excel projects, if that makes sense. Just because, especially right now, we're doing a lot of basic calculus, which doesn't really fit into Excel. So the Excel projects, they get more involved as you go. It depends on how good your, Excel project 1, if your Excel skills are decent, I'm hopefully teaching you some new stuff. Probably not looking at until Thursday is going to challenge you, depending on how much time you have to spend. Looking on Wednesday gets you there most likely. Maybe it's worth a quick look to make sure you're happy and comfortable on Monday, just to make sure everything's fine, right? And like I say, they get a little more involved as you go forward. They build upon each other. So, not really understanding what's going on in Excel project 1 is going to challenge you in project 2. Oh, I know one more thing you just reminded me in those Excel projects, because I've added something new for this summer. So the Excel project 1, there's instructions in that Word document. There's an attached spreadsheet in which you're going to do your work. And I've actually added a project grader. So this spreadsheet has a button. It allows you to check where you are on the Excel spreadsheet. I'm relatively confident this is going to work, but I've never done it before like this, where I've given you the material and given you this Excel project grader, and I'm sure we're going to hit things. I spent hours. So one of my pet bugbears, which you'll learn about some point, is I am not a big Mac fan. I'm guessing that lots of you have Macs, but I'm not a big Mac fan. Getting my Excel grader to work on both a Windows machine and a Mac took a decent amount of effort, and I'm hoping that all of it fits together. But if you think you've done something correctly in the Excel project and the grader's saying, no, you didn't, drop me a line, let me know, and I can check whether something's gone wrong in your project or whether the grader is going crazy. So that's new for this semester, for this term. You guys are a little bit of a guinea pigs on that one. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, leaving the projects to the very last minute probably is not a great strategy. But Wednesday, again, the way this works, this course is 5 weeks long. The It is identical, other than timing, to the 15-week interim class. So I use all of this same material in an in-person class. So you're about 3 times faster, which means that, you know, every day, it's not quite a week, but every day is 3-4 days of term. You know, your expectations have to be set appropriately from that in terms of your effort into this class. Any other questions? I will post this on Canvas. I am totally happy to field other questions as they come up. Like I said, I try to be pretty accessible in this course. I generally try to be pretty accessible to students. So any questions, issues, whatever, please reach out, let me know. And good luck with the course.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Professor.
Thank you.